All right, let's get into it. We're going to talk about a totally new way for developers to get their bearings in a huge tangled code base, using AI as a kind of personal guide. This is all about changing that crazy, overwhelming first day into a real launchpad for getting stuff done.
Oh, you know this feeling. If you've ever coded professionally, you've been there. It's that moment you clone a new repo, pop it open, and whoosh, a tidal wave of files and folders just hits you. It feels like you've been dropped into a brand new city with no map and told to find your way home.
And that right there is the big problem, isn't it? You're ready to go, you're excited to contribute, but you're staring at this digital maze that's been built by dozens of people over years. Your first big challenge isn't even coding, it's just figuring out where in the world you are. So let's start at the beginning, just like every developer does. Day one. The very first job is just to get oriented. You're trying to understand the high-level layout and build some kind of mental map of this strange new world. You know, the old way is, well, it's a grind. You're digging through wikis that are probably out of date, trying to make sense of data catalogs and sending those, hey, quick question messages on Slack, just hoping a senior dev has a free minute. The whole thing is slow, it's inefficient, and honestly, it's pretty frustrating. Okay, this slide really puts the change into perspective. Just look at the difference. On the left, you've got the old way, which is all you, actively hunting and digging for information. But the new way, you have an AI guide that you can just talk to. You can ask a straight-up question like, hey, what files are connected to this dashboard? And bam, you get an answer. It completely changes the game. And listen, this isn't just some theory. Teams are actually doing this. As one inference team said, they're getting results in seconds. Think about that. Seconds instead of hours of searching or waiting for a teammate. Getting answers that fast just fundamentally rewrites the entire onboarding experience. Right, so you've got your bearings, you kind of know the lay of the land. Now comes your first real mission. You've been assigned a bug. This is where things get real. Ah, the classic trial by fire. A ticket shows up in your name and it points to a corner of the codebase you didn't even know existed. The pressure's on to get a fix out, but first you have to become an expert in this tiny new territory, like yesterday. But with an AI partner, the whole workflow just flips on its head. Look at this new process. First, you just dump the error logs right into the AI. That's it. From there, the AI traces the code path, figures out the root cause of the problem, and then, get this, it can even suggest the exact lines of code you need to change for the fix. And the results are just huge. For one security engineering team, what used to be a 15-minute frantic search through the code to diagnose an issue is now down to just 5 minutes. They cut the resolution time by 2/3 right from the get-go. And here's the really important part. This isn't just about moving faster, it's about empowerment. It gives a brand new hire the confidence to just dive into any part of the system because they know they have a tool that'll help them understand and fix things without needing to constantly tap someone on the shoulder for help. Okay, so you can find your way around, you can fix things. What about actually creating something new? This is the next step in the journey, where you go from just learning the system to actually expanding it and building cool new features. Take a look at this. A product team wanted to add Vim key bindings to their tool. So what they do? They gave the task to their AI assistant. And the result? About 70% of the final code was written by the AI. That's not just helping, that's some serious heavy lifting. And we're not just talking about small features either. One data science team with almost no experience in JavaScript or TypeScript used an AI assistant to build a 5,000-line TypeScript app from the ground up. This just opens up the door for teams to build whatever they need without being blocked because they don't know a specific language. I absolutely love this quote because it just nails the feeling. It's what the product design team calls the "holy crap, I'm a developer" workflow. For folks who aren't traditional engineers, like designers, this is a whole new world. They can now go straight from a mock-up to a real, functional change themselves. So we've seen the whole journey, from that confusing first day all the way to building new features. But how do you actually make this work? What are the new rules of the road for exploring a codebase with an AI by your side? This pretty much sums it up. First things first, you gotta have good documentation, because the AI learns from what you give it. And remember, you have to treat it like a collaborator you're working with, not just a tool you're ordering around. Little habits like committing your code often give you safe places to roll back to. You can even shape its personality, like tell it to explain things in simple terms if you're a designer, so you get the best help possible. And that kind of brings us to the big idea here. For decades, code has been this static thing we read and write and debug, but we are right on the edge of a new era, one where we can actually have a conversation with our code. So the question I want to leave you with is this. If your entire code base could finally talk back to you, what would be the first thing you'd ask it?